Prabhupada ki jai, and the Gauri Vaishnava ki jai, Granth Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Jai Gaur Namaste. All glory to the simple Lord, glory to the simple Lord, all glory to the simple Lord, glory to Sri Guru, Sri Gauranga, glory to the Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 4, Text 16. Karmani anyasya bhavo bhavashyate. Karmani anyasya bhavo bhavashyate. Durgashrayo kari bhayat palayanam. Durgashrayo kari bhayat palayanam. Kalatmano yat pramada yutasramaha. Pramada yutasramaha. Kalatmano yat pramada yutasramaha. It's not in the word. Swatman rate Kijati dhir vidam yiha. Maybe small line. So Atman yate kijati dhir vidam yiha. That line goes just the one line before this last line.
I haven't found it yet.
Yeah, you can. You're lucky you're not in some temple they will chastise you. we have a pretty mellow here. In our time, in the 70s, probably kick you out of the temple. You got to be a phone. Oh, there's another one. Okay, so you can repeat. Karmaniyasya bhavavashyate. Durgashrayotari bhayat palayanam. Kalatmano yat pramada yutasrama. Swatman rate kityati dhir vidanya. Karmani, activities, anihasya, of one who has no desire, Bhavaha, birth, Abhavasya, of one who is never born, Te, your, Durgasrayaha, taking shelter of the fort. Ataha, thereafter. Aribhayat, out of fear of the enemies. Palayanam, flee. Kalatmanaha, of he who is the controller of eternal time. Yat, that. Pramadayuta, in the association of women. Ashramaha, household life. Swatman, in your own self. Rateha, one who enjoys. Chittati is disturbed. The intelligence. Vidam, of the learned. Iha, in this world. Translation by Prabhava Prabhu. My Lord, even the learned sages become disturbed in their intelligence when they see that your greatness engages in fruitive activities, fruitive work, although you are free from all desires. That you take birth, although you are unborn. That you flee out of fear of the enemy and take shelter in a fort, although you are the controller, invincible time, and that you enjoy household life surrounded by many women, although you enjoy in yourself. Proper. Pure devotees of the Lord are not very much concerned with philosophical speculation in regard to transcendental knowledge of the Lord. Nor is it possible to acquire deep knowledge of the Lord. Whatever little knowledge they have about the Lord is sufficient for them because devotees are simply satisfied in hearing, chanting about the transcendental pastimes of the Lord. This gives them all transcendental bliss. But some of the pastimes of the Lord appear contradictory even to such pure devotees, and thus Uddhava asked the Lord about some of the contradictory incidents in his pastime. The Lord is described as having nothing to do personally, and it is actually so because even in the creation, the sustenance of the material world, the Lord has nothing to do. It seems contradictory then to hear that the Lord personally lifts the golden hill for the protection of his unalive devotees. The Lord is the Supreme Brahman, the absolute truth, the personality of God, appearing like a man. But Uddhava had doubts whether he could have so many transcendental activities. There is no difference between the personality of Godhead and the impersonal Brahman. How then can the Lord have so many things to do, whereas the impersonal Brahman is stated to have nothing to do either materially or spiritually? If the Lord is ever unborn, how then is he born as the son of Vasudeva and Devaki? He is fearful even to Kala, the supreme fear, and yet the Lord is afraid of fighting Jarasandha and takes shelter in a fort. How can one who is full in himself take shelter in the householder, in the association of many women? How can he take wives and just like a householder take pleasure in the association of family members, children, relatives, and parents? All these apparently contradictory happenings bewilder even the greatest learned scholars, who thus bewildered cannot understand whether inactivity is a fact or whether his activities are only imitations. The solution is that the Lord has nothing to do with anything mundane. All his activities are transcendental. This cannot be understood by the mundane speculators. For the mundane speculators, there is certainly a kind of bewilderment, but for the transcendental devotees, there is nothing astonishing in this. The Brahman conception of the absolute truth is certainly the negation of all mundane activities, but the Param Brahman conception is full with transcendental activities. One who knows the distinction between the conception of Brahman and the conception of the Supreme Brahman is certainly the real transcendentalist. There is no bewilderment for such transcendentalists. The Lord himself also declares in Bhagavad Gita 10:2. Even the great sages and demigods can know hardly anything about my activities and transcendental past potencies. The right explanation of the Lord's activities is given by grandfather Vishmadev in Bhagavatam 1.9.16 as follows. Nahi asya karichit rajan puman veda vidistisa sitam jad vijigyasaya yukta muhyanti kavayo bihi. Omakinati Grandasya Grandalas Lakayas Kakshurudni Tamjana Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimad Bhagavatam Swami Namne Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Evisvasa Srinivadi Vashata Deshatharine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Saraswati Gaur Bhakta Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Panchakalvatra Vyasya, Vasidhave Vasha, Patitanam Pavajivya Vasha. So, very nice verse, explanation of the Lord Himself. Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishna is the source of everything, and Krishna's pastimes are eternal and transcendental. Whatever he does is transcendental. Just like Krishna, we just last month we had a Damodar pastimes with the Lord and the candle offering. So it was a very wonderful pastimes. And so Supreme Personality God is full of transcendental qualities. And whatever He does, it's all transcendental. And Prabhupada here explains that the mundane people, speculators, certainly kind of bewilderment. They don't understand. First of all, we have to understand who Krishna is, who God is, before we can understand many other issues, the Lord of pastimes. Just like Prabhupada used to explain, if you are in a room and the curtain is closed and it's all dark and you're sleeping till midday and you can't see things, so you're still thinking it's middle of night. But when you open the curtain, then you see the sun's there and you can not only see outside clearly and area clearly, the trees and the sun shining. It's all in the middle of the day, and you can also see in your own room, it's all, and you can see yourself. So similarly, first of all, we have to understand who we are in connection to Krishna. And then we can know Krishna, that He is the source of everything. We are coming from Him, we are His part and parcel. So there is no contradiction here. So Krishna is the creator. Somebody asked Prabhupada, if can God create a mountain and not able to lift? You know that story? Where He lifts Govardhana hill. So can He create a mountain that He cannot lift? You know the answer? Huh? He can create a mountain. But can He create a mountain because He's God and at the same time He cannot lift it?
Yes, he can.
Yes, He can. So how is that? Yeah. Prabhupada said, He can create the mountain, He cannot lift because He's God. But because He's God, He can lift it. That's how He said. So here, Prabhupada explains with the Brahma impersonalist, this incomplete understanding of God's realization. Just like if you see the sun rising, I came yesterday, I left my bag here, and I went back for the schoolies, Harinam evening. I came, and then day before yesterday, I came back yesterday, and it was so hot here. Today is really nice. And I brought some friends with me. And then I went back, I had a headache from the sun. We're living in the cities, especially in Melbourne, there's hardly any sun. And the weather changes every day. Maybe there's sun for a few minutes and then rain comes. So people get sick because the weather is always changing. So here it was really, really hot. And I went back, I had a headache, I had to lay down, I was dizzy, maybe because of my age and whatever. So my point is that the sun is there, and the sun planet, the universe, the sun universe. So if you really understand what is sun, the sun rays, the sun shine, and the sun God, the control of the sun. So there's no contradictory. And all the demigods, they're working under the direction of Krishna. Krishna said, this energy is coming from me, is my energy. This material energy, this material universe. And one devotee in Brisbane, he offered us his flat for 2 weeks to stay in one of the main hotel in Brisbane, Gold Coast, 44th floor. And we never had an experience living in that high. So we're looking down at everyone's filming, sending pictures, and so we are in a 44th floor. You can see the ocean, and say, "Wow, where are you?" And we're looking at the people down on the beach. They look like an ant. Tiny people walking around. It's so high. So I was thinking to myself, how tiny we are. We are so insignificant. Just look at this farm here. It's a huge place. And I had a friend yesterday came over here and I took him around. He said, "Wow." I had a video call, friend of mine. I got a lot of friends everywhere. And I was showing him here, this is ISKCON property. He said, "Wow, so big." So yeah, Krishna is the owner of the universe. Jagannath. He couldn't believe there so many trees. People who live in the city, they don't have no understanding. I'm the manager of this company, I'm this, I'm that. But if you just go out a little bit, a devotee is always the princess of Krishna. He knows that our position is just servant of Krishna. He knows the position of Krishna is so big, he's supreme. He's Virat Rupa. Krishna manifested himself in the universal form, and he was showing Arjuna. Arjuna said, "Take this form away, because it's too ghastly." So we see Krishna, he appeared in the form of a deity, so we can worship him. He's giving us the opportunity to serve him in the form of a deity. Because if Krishna showed the universal form, we will not appreciate that. It's too big for us. And then there are people like Aborigines, they worship mountains, the trees, ocean. Krishna said, "Among the sea, I'm the ocean, among the water, the river. Among the mountain, I'm Himalaya." He says, "I am among the rishis." He is the sage, Duvasa. Among like this, among the fish, he said he's a shark. So this is how we see. There's no contradiction. Krishna, he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but he appears in the form of deity, so he's giving us an opportunity to serve him. Garuda is a big bird. Sometimes they say the wings are so big, like from here to maybe Murumba town, maybe bigger. So when Garuda lands here in Vrindavan or somewhere in this world, the wings, people here are very small. How would appreciate such a big wing? And it's too big. So the Garuda, he shrinks. He doesn't shrink. He makes himself smaller so he can see nicely. Look at that. Similarly, Krishna, he performs his pastimes so we can know him, we can make relation with him. Devaki, Vasudeva, Yasoda, Nanda Maharaj. And it's mentioned here. the Krishna, he appeared like a mundane person, a human being. He can appear as he wished, whatever form he liked, because he's Bhagavan, he's God. Even ordinary people, sometimes they have mystic power. They can become very small, they can be very, very big, they expand themselves. Hanuman, he can expand himself to huge form, touching the sky. And he can also become the size of a fly. There are 8 cities, 8 types of mystic power. You can become smaller than the smallest, you can walk on water, you can bring things from other countries, expand your hand, like this. So, but Krishna, he is the source of everything. Yogeshwara, mysticism, supreme mystic power. You know, I remember when I lived in Vrindavan and in India, sometimes people that come around, they say, I am God. So this one guy, he had matted hair going down his neck, down his back, and he had 4 arms. 4 arms, all painted blue. And they think we're not smart. The 2 arms were not moving because it's fake. So I'm just saying that we are not God, we're servant. Sometimes people say, oh, don't tell me you're a servant. I don't want to be a servant of anyone. I wrote to a friend of mine when I was living in China, and they are communists, and they didn't know I was good. In China, I had to live in incognito for preaching. So I wrote to a student of mine, you're a significant servant. I thought it was a devotee, I forgot. So next time I met that person, he said, why did you write to me, significant servant? You're not my servant, you're my friend. I said, I forgot. Sometimes I write like that because I think myself humble. I had to explain it. So people don't understand that we're servant of the devotees, we're servant of Krishna. But Prabhupada says, if you're a servant of a king, you're like a king. You eat the same food as a king, you live in the same building as a king, so you're like a king. So we should never think that I'm the king, then the problem comes. We're the servant of the king, we have to remain servant. Sometimes thinking, I came to New Govardhana, everybody knows me, and I can do this and that. I'm thinking to myself, it's all the mercy of Prabhupada. If Prabhupada didn't go to America, we wouldn't have New Govardhana today. And you wouldn't have a yoga center here. You would find a yoga center in India. It's all Prabhupada's mercy. Prabhupada's mercy, we can have nice prasad 3 times a day, and good sweets, like this. It's all the mercy of Prabhupada. And so we are made up of the mercy of Prabhupada. So everything that we talk about is actually the glories of Krishna, and that glory of Krishna is given to us by the mercy of the spiritual master, by the mercy of Vaishnavas. So we can know a little bit about Krishna. Tadvidi panipadena pariprasnena sevaya. Krishna said himself. Krishna himself said, pariprasnena sevaya. You can inquire about me through service. Shevaya. When I first joined in Mayapur, 1973, around that time, I used to think Sheva means to take prasadam only. Sheva means service. Pariprasnana Sheva. Prasnana means inquires. So Krishna said, you can inquire about me and through service, through humility. Upadachite jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshana. One who is in knowledge and one who can serve me and inquire about me through humility, he can understand me. So it's not that we can understand Krishna. We have to hear. Just like if you want to know about anything, you have to have a teacher. Anything. Teacher will explain to you. Like when I first went to China, I was teaching English. I didn't have an idea about how to teach English. But I saw how teachers teach. So I had that idea. They didn't ask for a certificate. And then 3 months later, I said, I don't want to be a teacher. Such a headache. You have to prepare. Teachers, they know it. So I thought I'd become a yoga teacher. It's easy. We are all yoga teachers. Because if you're not teaching yoga, physical exercise, you can be you're a bhakti yoga teacher. Teaching knowledge about Krishna. We're all yoga teachers actually. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Jari Gata Tarika Hom Krishna Upadesh, Amara Kya Guru Hai Tara Vadesh. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, you become a teacher, a guru, and whomever you see, Jari Gata Tarika Hom, you tell them, Krishna Upadesh. The glories of Krishna. That's why we are teachers. Spiritual teachers means one who teaches others about God. It's not an ABC English teacher. That is mundane subject matter. Every devotee here, you may be living in the farm here and having a good time. I'm thinking, wow, the devotees up in New Govardhana is living such a good life here. Even the water you drink is coming from the earth. And so natural, fresh air, and mangoes from the mango tree. There's no mangoes there, I saw. And then fruit trees. I haven't seen any fruit in the trees yet, so that maybe it's not seasoned. Banana trees. I grew up in Mayapur, like this, but there's no mountain. It's all flat. And we used to, I remember a small kid, we used to go across the Ganges, the other side, swim across the Ganges. Even if you're an Olympic swimmer, you cannot go across the Ganges because it's a technique how to swim in the Ganges. We knew how to do it. So we have a river here. This is Vrindavan, Mayapur. Golden Dhari is why it is called Golden Dhari, because he's lived in the Golden Hill. This is a hill. And there's Yamuna down there, banana trees, mango trees, kadamba tree outside. Look at it. Neem tree. He's growing neem tree. That's the Chakshush down at his house. I was telling Pastor Chakshush that in India, in Mayapur, there are big neem trees. You can climb. And if you're a bad boy or a bad Malaji, you're doing nonsense, then they make you eat neem leaves to wash your mouth. I was swearing at somebody, very bad word, very small little funny things. So they give me big, this much neem leaves. If you eat one neem leaf a day, your blood becomes cleansed, mosquitoes will not bite. One devotee was telling me, I don't want to go to New Govardhana, there's full of mosquitoes there. So I'm living in the room, I didn't see one mosquito. So I said a bad word. I had to sit in front of all the devotees, gave me a big bunch of neem leaves, this handful. And I had to chew it, not spit it out, you have to eat it in front of everybody. That's the punishment. That's a good way to cleanse your body. So, this is Vrindavan. This is spiritual world. Sometimes even if you go to Vrindavan in India, you may not be in Vrindavan. You're going sari shopping. Like bazaar all there. You're not seeing Vrindavan. Or if you're in Mayapur, doing the Bhagavatam class, you're having pizza outside. I've seen. So I'm just saying, wherever you are, you can be Krishna conscious. Krishna Prabhupada is saying, I was asking him, where's everybody? I always came here at festival times, I always had full of people. See, she said everybody's in Mayapur, Vrindavan, this time. That's good, Prabhupada wanted it. But this is also Vrindavan. And I came here, I felt like, just like Vrindavan, really. Yesterday I was taking lunch for Sharon Sunday feast. So, if you really want to be Krishna conscious, you can be Krishna conscious wherever you are. If you don't want to be Krishna conscious, you could be right in the deity room, and your mind is somewhere else, dwelling in some objects. So, real strength of a devotee is how he applies himself to be Krishna conscious. Our temple is a place of education, because here we train ourselves how to become Krishna conscious, how to become a good devotee of Krishna, how we can become a good servant of the Vaishnavas, servant of the devotees, servant of our temples. I've seen some Indian people, very rich, they can sleep in the money, so much money. They don't have to do with it. But they are very humble. They come to temple, they sweep the floor, serve the devotees, prasadam there. Very rich people. So they know that Krishna is the one. Krishna is the source of everything. We are not. We are his servant. So here, Krishna, he appeared as a child in Krishna in Vrindavan. Krishna is not a child. He's Bhagavan. But he acts like a child. Because he wants Krishna to have pastime with Mother Yashoda. And Mother Yashoda, she performed austerity in her past life. She wanted Krishna, God, to be her son. And she was always under the influence of Yoga Maya. He's my son, my son. Even when Krishna saw, Mother Yashoda saw Krishna's mouth, that they complained that Krishna was eating money. He's opening his mouth. And Krishna's Mother Yashoda saw stars, the universe, planets in his mouth. So, oh, my son is not my son anymore. He's a God. Very quickly, she forgot, this is my son. So, she was under the influence of Yoga Maya. Because she wanted to know that God is her son. So Krishna, he performs his pastime, Leela, to attract the conditioned soul. Like it says here, he lived the Govardhana hill. We can't live the Govardhana hill. But we can rest under the hill, Govardhana hill. Do you know that when Krishna lived the Govardhana hill, 7 days and a night. That means no food, can't go to the toilet, sleep. So what are they doing 7 days, 7 nights? Sometimes we chant like an Ekadashi, we do our japa all night. But we have to go to the bathroom, we feel hungry, we feel tired, we feel sleepy. I remember every Ekadashi, we had to stay up all night, if you can. Prabhupada's house and chant more, stay up all night. Sometimes I sneak out and go to sleep somewhere. I sneak out and have a glass of water between each other. Oh yeah, fasting. I go to Yamuna and go on to meet and drink water. Nobody knows. But under the hill 7 days, 7 nights, Krishna lifted the Govardhana hill. And he wasn't feeling tired. Oh, so tired. And changed hands. Because Krishna is Bhagavan. Balaram, he is the strength of all the strength. So then, all the people down under the bottom of the hill, they saw Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He's Bhagavan. That's why he can do such a miraculous activity. Everybody under the hill, they felt like they didn't feel hungry or tired. They felt like they were in spiritual world. Nobody had to go to the bathroom. Even if you stay in 5-star hotel, still you have the mature body. They felt like they were in the Vaikuntha, not even 5-star hotel, better than that. And not only few people, all the cows, 900,000 cows, plus all the gopis, gopas, the cow, there's a lot of people under the hill. You can accommodate all those people there. That's the Bhagavan. Yeah, so Krishna is the soul, mysticism, Yogeshwara. It's a very mystical, Vrindavan is a very mystical place. Such a small place, but he can feed so many people. All that people under the hill. 900,000 cows. That'll take up the whole space here. Maybe whole Mururaba, that many cows. We only have how many cows? 100 cows? Somebody was complaining, I saw your cows, they were confined in a small place and the cows were crying. because one cow has a sore. It's not crying, it's just the sore that she was complaining, your cows are crying and you're confined them in a one small area and you're not feeding them well. I said, let me see. So I went there, I was feeding the cows, cows not eating. Even mango leaf, banana leaf, and banana skin, because they are well fed. They are not hungry. But it's not confined because there's so much area, they don't know which one to go, which area. So they're under the tree, and where the shade is. So they're well protected here. Go Brahmana Hitaya. If you protect the cow and the Brahmanas, the Vaishnavas, all the devotees here, you're Brahmanas, you're Vaishnavas. Brahmanas doesn't mean you have a big belly. And everyone in the farm, you're all well fed. You have such nice prasad. So Krishna is taking care of you. This is Govardhana hill. You may be not under the hill, but Krishna, He is the protector of us. He is taking care of us. He is the caretaker. Krishna, he was the charioteer of Arjuna. Driving a chariot. In India, big rich people, they don't drive. Their servant drives. But Krishna was a charioteer of his devotee Arjuna. So, caretaker. So Krishna is here at the farm. He's taking care of all of us. I was thinking, because New Govardhana, I'm not going to get much to eat. They are meditating and fresh air. But there's so much food here. They had Sunday feast yesterday. Hardly anybody, there's not many people. There was so much prasad, first class prasad. Paneer sabji. You know, if you go to Indian restaurant, they have paneer sabji. They calculate. If you give you a bowl of paneer sabji, there's maybe 3 pieces of paneer in there, floating on top, and $10 for it. And here you get so much paneer sabji. And sweet rice made from the fresh milk, so creamy. And then they had the 2-3 sabjis. So how Krishna taking care of us? So he's lifting the Govardhana hill. Here, protecting his devotees. So we have Govardhana Puja. They said, if you don't attend to worship the Govardhana hill, then the snake from the hill will bite you. So we're living in the city. There's no Govardhana, there's no snakes. And everybody says, here, New Govardhana, so many snakes. I've been coming here since 1980s. I haven't heard anyone beaten by a snake. Maybe you tread on it, they go away. They say, the Vaishnavas step on you. They quickly go away. This is my understanding. Of course, if you go around and you asking the snake, you're beating them, they bite you. So my point is, we're the shelter of Krishna. Krishna is there. So we have to have this attitude of serving Krishna. We have to have the attitude of being humble servant of Krishna. And Krishna will bless us. If you go to our temple, they all many Indians. They also, Prabhuji, please, Asirvado, please bless me. Please bless me. Bless my son. If you want blessing, come and serve Krishna. Come with us, station devotees. Do some service. Attend the kirtan. Attend the Bhagavatam class. Right? Take prasad with the devotees. This is so simple. So Govardhana hill is not just in India. This is also a hill. Govardhana hill. Not everyone is going to go to Mayapur and pass away. Krishna says, whatever you think of me at the time of death, you'll come to me. You'll attend that. So if you're thinking of Krishna at the time of death, you go to the spiritual world, Krishna lives. So you're thinking, only I can be Krishna conscious somewhere else. You can be Krishna conscious wherever you are. But you have to be sincere to become Krishna conscious. We have the opportunity here to become Krishna conscious. So Krishna lifted the Govardhana hill, 7 day, 7 night. Little finger. And I didn't understand the story. Everybody under the hill, they all felt ecstatic. They didn't feel tired, they didn't feel hungry, thirsty. 7 days, 7 nights. I've been in this temple room since 4:30. I didn't go out. Sometimes you feel like you have to go to the bathroom, you feel thirsty. So many hours later. So imagine staying under the hill. So Krishna, He blesses us with His mercy, His compassion. People say God is almighty, He is all good, He is all merciful. And He is. People know that. This mountain here, this Govardhana Hill, this is a very mystical place. I was talking to Srimad Prabhu. He said that the water you drink and take shower, everything, all comes from the ground. That's only in India. I was thinking that's only in India. They have the hand pump, it comes from the ground. And here too. That's amazing. I'm staying here 4 days. I'm going to be really healthy because I'm going to drink water from the ground. And the city is government water. They're cleaning with chemical. The hair falls off because the water is chemical. You wash your hair with this water, your hair grows. You become young. I'm just saying. I'm not here to become young, but we can lead a simple life. We can have our life centered around Krishna. And everything becomes very nice. Wherever you are. Okay? Life of a devotee is full of joy and full of bliss because we are living in knowledge. We are living a life of a spiritual life that's full of joy. Wherever we are. We don't have anxiety because we know our future is bright. We're going back to God. We're going to the spiritual world. We have to live in it to go back to God. We have to be Krishna conscious here if you want to go back to God. Just like if you are studying English or mathematics or whatever, and then you get a very hard time, you say, oh, I can't do it, I'm going to drop out. No, you can't. You have to finish the course to get the certificate. So you have to pass the test. And the test is become Krishna conscious. Live in the farm here. You got so much opportunity here to live a healthy life. We don't need so much. You know, okay, you want a TV and you want a car from Europe, good car, but you have to work like a donkey to pay for it. Isn't it? Here in the farm, more than anything is your health. More than anything is your health. Health, wealth, wise. If you're not healthy, then you can enjoy the wealth we have. So, you're living here, fresh water, fresh air. I was living in China for the last 15 years. No fresh air there. Anyway, I'm teaching yoga. If I did take a deep breath, then you die. Because of pollution. Inhale. Exhale. And if you're near me, when you exhale, you smell, you will just go faint. So here is an ideal place to be healthy. Not only physically, but you can be healthy spiritually. You have beautiful temples, so beautifully. I was thinking, wow. And Radha Krishna here, Krishna Balaram, Gauranitai, they are the essence, the residing beauty of this farm, this place. So you have all this property and then boom, you come here. They are the fruit of our work, is Krishna. So when you come here, you feel complete. Your eyes looking at the beautiful form of Krishna. And then you look around, all green, beautiful. You know, when I was living in China, I never saw stars or moon. They have one day of the year, they call it full moon, not full moon, a festival where they go out and look at the moon. But we go out and we couldn't see a moon. It's all pollution and cloudy. Here, I was sleeping there, just from the window, all the stars and the moon. Last night was pretty dark though, but when there's moon, you can see. So that's the point of this Bhagavatam. We have to live a life of God consciousness. We have to live a life of spiritual life where we can focus and then understand everything. Everything is clear. So we can not only be healthy, but also healthy conscious, healthy heart, healthy spiritually. We have full knowledge or spiritual knowledge. what we are in relation to Krishna, what Krishna is, everything. Then it comes out clear by attending the class. You know, I was sitting here for the last 2 hours, 5 o'clock till 7 o'clock. I didn't feel tired because the air was coming in. It gave me extra energy. I didn't feel tired. You don't feel sleepy. So the whole atmosphere is making you Krishna conscious automatically. Say tick, tick, tick. It means they're conforming. Any questions? Yes, Mataji.
Thank you for the class. You were mentioning about, in the beginning you thought that service was just eating prasadam. So, we understand that by eating Krishna prasadam, you get purified. So by eating Krishna prasadam, we also get purified. So what is it that impels one to go further than just remaining a prasadam bhakta, to do service or give donations or do something for Krishna practically?
I have the example of that one. I've been devotee since maybe 48, 50 years now. I think I'm still attached to taking prasadam. I haven't changed much. Prabhupada, this is Prabhupada's program. Kirtan, Pravachan, talk, prasadam. So if someone still coming around, and there are 5 stages of God consciousness. And one of the first stages is Annamaya, platform of eating. So Prabhupada said he himself was when he went to America, and he was cooking himself and feeding people. Samskrita prasadam. That's why a lot of people stay, because the food's so good. So we can attract people through food offered to Krishna. If we have good food to eat, then you go to the restaurant and eat. In Mayapur, there's one thing called pani puri. Those who are from India, they know. There's like a small little puri kind of thing, very you crunch it in and you put drink and some vegetable. And so the Indian devotees are going outside in the street and eating it. And it's not, it's bhogam, it's not offered to Krishna, made by non-devotee. So they started selling inside, so they don't go out. And so they're eating inside. Pani puri is puska. So my point is that if someone's coming in the temple and they're not doing anything, they just want to take prasadam, that's fine. As long as you're here, you're part of the family. You're doing nothing, just going around shooting the breeze. That's fine, because you're in the right area. Gradually get purified. How much can you eat every day? Sometimes we throw in the food because so much, or compost. So no, never mind. But I got initiated at the age of 9 from Prabhupada. So when I walked up, they called my name to go up in the front. And everybody's saying, this guy, he's so young. He can't be initiated, no way. Yeah, and so everybody was just looking at this is impossible. You know, we Guru kids are very slim because we didn't have eat that much. And simple. I walked up, and Prabhupada, he called for Bhavananda and Jayapatika Maharaj. He said, where is Bhavananda? And they went around. And so it was good for me, so he didn't have to consult anyone. So then I looked at Prabhupada, and he kind of closed his eyes and for a second. So I was thinking he was consulting. Then he opened his eyes and said, never mind. He asked, I'm okay to get initiated. So the point is, we don't know. People just come, take prasadam, that's fine. We don't know what's the reason. Maybe they're demigod, fallen, whatever, maybe they're devotees. We can't judge, but we are here to serve to people, to give spiritual food. Prabhupada himself was serving in the beginning. He used to cook and serve the guests. So I used to think, these are bums, I don't want to serve. In Sydney in the 80s, all these bums, they come at the back. We used to call them buchos. like they have bombs, and we give them food. No, we have to be respectful. They have bombs. We don't know who they are. So sometimes people come and take food. Then give them food. We have so much.
Smaha used to go there, Rishi's wife.
Oh yeah? Ah, right. So, yeah, so, one devotee used to throw stones at the devotees. Every time in Harinam, this was throw stones at us. And that's one he ended up becoming a devotee after a while. So don't worry. We do what we have to do and let Krishna take care of everything. And serve Krishna, everything will go smoothly. Feed people quality prasada, cook quality prasada, offer to Krishna, and we have everything. And if people come eat too much, I think like that. I don't want to serve these people. They're not devotees. They just eat so much. We have to serve them so much food. Don't worry, Krishna will provide. Just be part of the family, and gradually they become one of our devotees. Like we have the yoga center down there. I came last time, and everybody there, sitting there, all yoga students, they're saying, Haribol, Hare Krishna, and they're saying the samsara, the Sarita Vijaya prayers. I thought, wow, so many devotees here. Then later I found out they're just yoga students, but they know everything very well, the mantras. So that's how it works. If they just can come here, take prasad, be with us. I came as a devotee, I joined the temple in Mayapur very young, and I smelled the food was coming from the first floor. They used to cook for Radha in the first floor, the Lotus building. So good. And I told my mother, I want to stay here. And then soon later, I was a devotee. And so, sometimes even the smell can make you Krishna conscious. There's a story of one of the Mahavani, Sukadeva Goswami, something like that. He smelled the flower offered to Krishna, and then that attracted him to become Krishna's devotee, pure devotee. So just the smell. They go around with this flower, they put it in your nose, they smell the flower. And they go in Sydney and Melbourne, they bring the flower and they make you smell it. Sometimes you end up just smelling their hand, not the flower, because they put cream on their hand. And this flower doesn't have any smell because it's chemical. But the flower here is so full of fragrance. This gardenia I'm wearing here, you can smell it from there. So, you can be here, take prasadam and chant Hare Krishna and smell the flower, smell the prasadam. That's good enough to be Krishna conscious. That's all. You want to say something, Manish?
I just wanted to mention something about Prabhava's mother, and ever since I've known his mother, who's now deceased, Suchirani, she was a cook in Mayapur, and Prabhupada said that she was one of the best cooks in ISKCON. He actually ate your mother's cooking and really relished it. And then for years and years and years, Suchirani would cook for the devotees. And she would cook, I'm just taking the opportunity to glorify Vaishnavi, she would cook for thousands of people. And the woks, we have in the kitchen, some big pots, the woks that she had to cook in were big enough to fit 10 grown men. And she would cook, and the spatula was like a spade, and she would cook over these really hot fires, massive amounts, for years and years and years. She did very glorious service. But I haven't had the opportunity to take any of Prabhava's prasadam, but if it's anything like your mother's, it would be very wonderful. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Alright, thank you, Hare Krishna.